Hey guys, so since homework 3.1, the second homework is about solving rational equations, I just wanted to work a couple of the examples that are on the key for solving rational equations, just to kind of refresh your memory on them. A couple of people do them differently, and that's totally fine. I'm just going to show you the way that I do things. So when I'm solving, I convert these to where they have the same denominator, but they would still simplify to be, 5 over m. So looking at this one, we have m plus 3 over, and I would put it as 3m times m, and that's going to make it easier to convert this one here, because if I wanted this to have the same denominator, I would have to multiply this by 3m, and so whatever we do to the bottom, we have to do to the top. So we would end up doing 3m times 5 over 3m times m. So that gives me the same denominator, which is where I can combine them. But also, if you were to cancel out 3m and 3m here, it would be 5 over m. So you're keeping it the same. You're just changing the way it looks to where we can combine them together. And then, if I wanted this one to match as well, I would have to multiply it by m, because it already has 3m, and I would have to do that to the top as well. Once I make it look like this, I simply get rid of the denominator, because they're all the same. So I would have m plus 3, and please don't forget that subtraction, minus 15m is equal to m. All right, from here, you would have, these m's would cancel out, right? That would just be 0. I'm going to move that 15m over, so I'm going to rewrite it over here. 3 is equal to 15m, divide by 15, divide by 15, and then m would be equal to, sorry, it keeps going out of focus, 1/5. All right, just to kind of show you how I work through them, I think it's a little bit differently than how it was worked through on the key. So let's talk about down here. We're gonna have to make them all match 6x squared. So in order to make 1 over x match 6x squared, I would multiply it by 6x. So whatever I do to the top, I have to do, or the bottom, I have to do to the top. So it would be 6x over 6x squared equals, I would have to multiply this one by 3 in order to make it match. So it'd be 3 times x squared over 6x squared. And then I still just have minus 1 over 6x squared. Now that I have that, I can get rid of this denominator and simply rewrite it as 6x is equal to 3x plus 6 minus 1. I'm going to move that 3x over. That would be 3x is equal to 6 minus 1, which is 5, divide by 3. So my x would be 5/3. Okay, I have one more that I'm going to work for you. Every time your denominator looks like a polynomial, you need to clean it up and make it look nice. So if I were to rewrite this, it'd be 6x plus 1 over, let's see, you would have to use 3 and 4. One of them has to be negative. It has to be negative 3 because we have a positive n. So n minus 3, n plus 4. Right, and these already have the same denominator, so really I could just combine them, which is what I'm going to do. Oh, plus 1, which makes it 2. All right, and I'm actually just going to rewrite that as 2. That is something you can do straight from the get-go. If you notice that these have the same denominator, go ahead and combine them. So we have 6n plus 2. Okay, all I've done is factor the bottom and then combine the top, is equal to 1 over n plus 4. All right, if I want to make these match, I need to multiply it by n minus 3 on the top and n minus 3 on the bottom. All right, so once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it without the denominator because I've made them match. So it would be n minus 3 equals 6n plus 2. All right, I will move this n over here subtract it, which makes it 5n, subtract that 2 and bring it over here, which makes it -5, divide by 5, divide by 5, that means n is equal to -1.